Hey guys, my name is Robbie Sands, and you are about to check out Coffee and Closings. Guys, when we sat down and came up with the idea for the different avenues of shows we were going in, one of them was bringing back Coffee and Closings. And this is something I did when I was a brand new agent, and it was really geared towards the consumer and kind of like market updates and these type of things. One thing that we've kind of realized is that that was about 4 or 5 years ago that was taking place, that I did that show. And now where I'm at in my business is significantly different. And so we feel like it would be more advantageous for us to kind of direct the show towards towards agents and people getting into real estate and people just trying to make a way for themselves. And so that's the direction that we're going in with the show. I did want to just kind of throw that out there in case you had questions on why it's going to tend to stray more towards the agent and business owner being an agent. So I got down a couple notes that we're going to start off with, and a couple things that I wish someone would have just like grabbed me like by the face and said, "Hey, do these things and you will be significantly further along in your career than where you currently are." The very first one is treat the business like a business, right? So you go from a 9 to 5 job or whatever you might be working into deciding you're going to be a real estate agent and jumping into that and what that looks like. And what no one tells you is that no one's going to hold your hand throughout this process. Very few agents have mandatory hours that they have to work, and so you're given a lot of freedom right off the bat. And it's very, very easy to abuse this freedom, or let's see, to just not fully embrace the activities that you need to be doing. So one of the first things that I would recommend is clock in, clock out. Like, even if it's just writing it down on a piece of paper, having some accountability to make sure that you are in the office. There was once a sales meeting whenever I first launched our team, and we were at Coldwell Banker, and they asked our broker at the time asked, "What is what are you guys doing differently to get the numbers that you're pulling in?" And the very first thing that I said, or without even thinking, is we just treat it like a job. Like, we're here Monday through Friday, and then we're showing on the weekends. But Monday through Friday, we're clocking in. We're here by 9 o'clock, no later than 9, and then we're leaving at 5 o'clock. And it's just a job. And so you treat it like that. It doesn't give you a lot of flexibility to kind of goof off a whole lot, or just not be intentional with your time, because you're already getting up and you're going into work. The next thing is focus. What you focus on obviously matters, and what you focus on expands. And as a new agent, one of the hardest things is to kind of get out of your own way, because you don't want to call and pester and be that person. However, if you are not the one calling to help to help these consumers or these buyers or sellers, someone else is. And the way I like to think of it is, you're doing a disservice to other people, especially to your friends and family, if they are going to use someone else. So I know for me, I can help everyone better. And I truly feel this at the bottom of my heart, that I can help someone better than any other agent possibly could, because of the fact that I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to dedicate the time, the energy, and the effort. I'm going to be working around the clock if I can, with my wife's permission. So I know that I can help them and give them a transaction that is superior to what someone else can give. And if you feel the same way, then you are doing a disservice to your friends and family if you do not follow up with them and make sure that you're the point of contact, you're the point of reference. If they have a question about what's their home worth, what does the market look like, those are very generic, common questions that we get asked a lot. But if you're not the one that is their go-to, someone else is, and that person likely is not nearly as invested or does not care nearly as much about it. The next thing that I wanted to touch on is, what are your best lead generation sources, or lead sources? And there's kind of twofolds that I like for new agents, and our team is based on this, especially. So one of them is online leads, right? Well, why online leads if you're a new agent? Well, step one is you don't know them, but the good thing is they don't know you either. And so because of that, what you're able to do is overlook that maybe experience that you don't necessarily have right off the bat, and it kind of gets you used to the calling and talking to people, having these phone conversations, because the end goal is to get an appointment and to go on that appointment, right? So you can straight up just pay for a larger amount of leads, and they'll come in and you can work that craft. Now the problem is that you are going to pay for these lead sources, right? So while they'll overlook your inexperience, it's also going to cost you money to get those opportunities. So the next thing you can do, if you don't have a built out website and everything, is really focus in on your sphere. These are people who know, like, and trust you whenever we talk about sphere. What I like about sphere is that they will likely overlook your inexperience as well because they're friends of yours. And I know for me, my first several deals were just on people who probably felt a little bad for me because I didn't come out of the gate swinging super hard for the fence or anything like that. But they were people that, just like me as an individual, and your friends and family are going to be some of those people you work with if you're a part-time, trying to transition out of another job. These are great resources for you, to leverage so that you can get some business. So Sphere and online leads are going to be my two biggest ones that I would recommend. So for our team, our real estate team, what we do is we provide X amount of leads for our agents every single month, of people that they have never met before, through online leads that we pay for through Google AdWords. And then the next thing that we try to do is, once they're on our team for a little bit, we want to eventually, within 3 years, transition them completely off of online leads. Ideally sooner if we can, but they're building up their database, right? They're staying in contact with these people that they haven't met. They're building a relationship with them, and then they're turning around and turning them into sphere leads, ideally. But we want to teach them how to work those sphere leads because of the fact that it's more sustainable business. These are people who are going to consistently come back to them, right? Because we're giving such a high level of value to them, as our clients. So Sphere is definitely the one I hone in on, but you have to build up the online lead presence as well, in my opinion. Another valuable thing about the online leads is that they usually do not care who's on the other end of the phone. They just want to see a house. And so this gives you the opportunity to be the first person to run and jump and show them a house whenever possible. It gives you, the opportunity to practice on booking the appointment, going on the appointment, learning what to say, kind of evaluating how to help them. But again, most of my experience with online leads has been, they, for whatever reason, they just happen to stumble upon your paid ad or whatever to find the lead or to find the home, and then they request to see that home, and within 5 minutes of contacting them, you're trying to show them that home. The next thing is that as a new agent, you have time, right? Most likely you don't have money, but you have time. And so you have to use what you can to your advantage. So once you get more established in the real estate business, your time is going to be more demanded. And then you're also probably going to have to leverage out some things that you used to do so that you can get yourself some more time. So while you're a new agent, you have a lot of time, right? So this gives you the opportunity to show homes right away, to go on appointments that might not necessarily lead anywhere, but it gives you the opportunity to kind of work on your skills. But time, again, is the one thing that you have. Whenever you're busy, or you won't have this time to kind of freely give out. And so use that time that you do have as to your advantage. The next thing that I did when I was a new agent that actually worked really, really well for me is, I sought out a mentor. Now, I didn't just go for anyone in the office who'd give me time, or my best friend in the office. I went, and for about a year or so, half a year to a year and a half, what I did is I sat out front of the most successful person in my office at that time. I sat out of her office, like right in the hallway, like blocking the hallway. So every day she had to walk in and out and past me to come into her office and to go out of her office. Now, what this did was, it gave me the ability to like stay in touch with her. And then she saw that I was working. So what happened was when she got too busy, a lot of times she would give me opportunities to work some of her business. Whether that was people she didn't gel well with or didn't have time to work, or maybe they were a lower price point. But having a mentor gave me the opportunity to see how she ran a more successful business, and gave me really a foundation to model my business after. And some of the things that I take away from my business now came because of her, because she always showed up to work. She worked fairly normal hours, some long nights, but she was always very consistent. And so by me being able to see a highly successful, again, the most successful agent in my office, I was able to then uh, pick apart her business and realize what I wanted to do and what I didn't want to do, and then try to strive for that. So I think it accelerated me, but it also gave me the opportunity to get appointments that I would have never got before. So again, finding a mentor was huge for me. I think it'll be huge for you as well. It gives you the opportunity to see what other people are doing, take that, and then dissect their business so that you can see where you would tweak it if you were at the level that they're at. One of the things that really stands out for me about this topic is the fact that there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. There's a proven path to get to where you want to go. This mentor is someone that has done the path. They've shown how to get there, and whether they invented it for themselves or not, there was a proven path to get to where you wanted to go, and this person did that. So just follow their lead, see how they do things, pick up where you can from them, do whatever you can for them, but it's going to get you to the path that you wanted to go on. So having a coach is going to be super important for you. I've had a coach for 5 of the 6-ish years that I've been in real estate, and each coach has given me something different to look at. I've done a lot of the coaching programs that most real estate agents have heard of. I've been a Tom's Ferry coach. I've been in coaching with Keller Williams. I've been ERS coaching. I've been I can't even remember them all, but I've been in coaching since I could afford it. And what that's allowed me to do is kind of take my business to the next level. So what's going to happen in your real estate profession, if you're hungry and you stay at it, right, is that you're going to eventually hit a ceiling, and it's your natural ceiling. And without guidance or assistance, you can't break through that ceiling. So I would probably still be doing 20 to 25 deals a year if I hadn't had someone there to show me and help me and guide me and give me the right activities to do to break through to that ceiling. I would have very likely been scared to leverage myself out and pay for an employee if I had not had a coach. So, coaching again is going to be very important for you guys. I've again had one since I could afford it, and I think it's going to be huge for you guys. Practice, practice, practice is going to be everything for you guys. It sounds mundane, and it doesn't sound fun, and it's not the sexiest thing in the world to do. But think of any athlete or professional, put someone in your head, right? Your doctor doesn't just put you on the operating table and then start cutting into you, right? They've practiced, he or she has practiced and poured in hours to make their craft is solid as possible, so that when it's a life or death situation, you're going to go for the first one. Same thing with Michael Jordan or LeBron James. No matter who you think is the best of all time, they practice and they practice and practice and practice. And that's what made them the athlete that they are now. Well, real estate is very similar in that you have to practice, right? And you don't want to practice on your friends, your family, your clients. You want to practice behind the scenes so that whenever your number gets called, you're going to shine. And it's going to give you that opportunity to feel a little bit more comfortable in your own skin, knowing that, hey, I know the answers before they arise. And so, one of the things, or a couple things that you can practice on, is going to be script practice. Now, script practice, again, is just what to say and when to say it. You can know all the numbers, all the facts, but if you don't practice how to deliver them, it's going to come off very stale. You might be unsure of yourself, but having a what to say in this case scenario and what to say in this case scenario is going to help you immensely. The one thing that I think really separates the professional realtors that are running at a high level and those that aren't is just knowing what to say and when to say it and how to say it. Practice, practice, practice. It's going to mean the world to your business. Take my word for it. I wish someone would have grabbed me and told me to do that sooner, because now I'm so much more confident in my abilities than I used to be because of the fact that I've spent time to craft my skill. Guys, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you all have any questions, reach out to me at robbie@thesandsgrouptn.com, and I'll be glad to answer anything I can for you. Until next time, talk to you guys soon.